here are 2 big myths about EV cars we're going to bust. Actually, that's not quite true. Now, let me start with the bigger picture. Australia has recently committed a new target of reducing carbon emissions by 62 to 70% below 2025 by 2035. And it's a similar picture in New Zealand, where the government has set a target to reduce emissions by 41% by 2035 and fully decarbonise by 2050. Now, the transport sector is currently Australia's 3rd largest source of emissions. So if we are to come anywhere close to meeting our target, we need to heavily focus on decarbonising our transport system. And this is where electric vehicles come in. By no means are they a passing phase. For example, EVs offer reduced environmental impact. To give you an example, 0 tailpipe emissions if you're driving an EV. Increased energy efficiencies as they convert over 85% of their electrical energy to motion, compared to 20 to 30% for an internal combustion engine. And at the same time, as our grid goes through an overhaul as a part of the energy transition, EVs can offer grid transformation and management opportunities as well. For instance, with the rapid evolution in bidirectional technology that we're seeing today, EVs can act as mobile energy storage units at times and offer grid stability when required. Smart charging can also help utilities manage peak loads and integrate more renewables into the network. And overall, electric vehicles can really play into the demand for cleaner electricity and a greener grid. But yes, as is the case with any new technology and emerging market, there are some regulatory frameworks and market mechanisms for us to still work through. But in terms of electric vehicles and a greener transport system, I'm afraid we're in it for the long haul. Well, actually, EV charging infrastructure is growing rapidly. To give you an example, in 2022, Australia had 356 fast charging stations, and this year that number has grown 4 times already to 1,100 stations, and it's predicted to keep growing even further. In New Zealand, also, the government has launched a new funding model to encourage private network operators to build more EV charging stations, and the aim is to get to a network of 10,000 public EV charging stations by 2030. Now, just in New South Wales, the local government has so far invested over $149 million already to add nearly 275 fast charging stations across the state. This means that EV fast charging is no more than 5 kilometres away in cities and about 100 kilometres on highways. So you can drive easy knowing that you can charge up on your daily commute or on a big road trip. Most EVs also today have a driving range of 400 kilometres or more, which is more than enough for the average daily commute that we see of about 43 kilometres in Australia. And consumer behaviour studies are also showing that the majority of the EV charging sessions actually happen at work or at home. So it really reduces that range anxiety that we often come up against in Australia.